Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Battle Stratagem Tyranids. Before I talk about them, I want to say the polls are open again, so feel free to cast your vote in the comment section of this video for the next codex I'm going to talk about. 1 vote per registered user account. And the poll will go until Wednesday night, so have fun with that. I hope to see, I'm eager to see participation in the terms of what's going to be next. So I just like to see what's on people's minds. Anyway, Tyranids. The Tyranid Codex just came out, so it's an updated codex or an updated army. When you think Horde, you think Tyranids, as well as Orcs, but we're talking about Tyranids here. So, what do you do against Tyranids? Well, I'm going to talk about a few basic things before talking about specific to Tyranids. A, don't let the mental game get to you, meaning if you are a small army and you're facing the Tyranids and they outnumber you, and they outnumber you by a lot, don't let that get you down. Don't think about it, don't dwell on it. It can really affect your performance. You may not believe me, but it can. If you're finding you're having trouble letting go of that for some reason, combined with the fact that you've had defeat against Tyranids time and time again, chances are, if there's a Deathwing player by you, or where you play, talk to him about how he deals with the fact that he's always outnumbered, and that may help you get insight on how to deal with that. Up next, target fixation. This is not just for Tyranids. I may do a video about this in the future on its own, but basically, you get fixated on a big bad thing, be it a Land Raider, Monolith, a monstrous creature, whatever, and you throw everything that could potentially hurt it at it. And you may destroy it, you may not. Even if you do, the rest of the opponent's army has taken minimal casualties because you ignored it for the most part. Don't do that. That'll be the bane of you against any army, and with Tyranids, that won't be good either because there's a lot of them. Now, I say it's a little bit easier, in my opinion, to get fixated on killing these in a Tyranid army because they got multiple monstrous creatures, and you're going to want to get rid of those. That's understandable. Nobody likes the big baddie on the field. But don't get fixated. Now, against Tyranids, keep Synapse in mind, because Synapse is the linchpin of the army. That's what most people hunt for, Synapse creatures, when they try and start taking out the chain of command in Tyranids. And it also makes them fearless around in that range. So, one important thing is Synapse is no longer making them immune to instant death. So, instant death weaponry or abilities will now work against Tyranids. Something to keep in mind. So how do you deal with Tyranids? Well, aside from what I told you, I guess weapon-wise, you want things plasma, like plasma guns, star cannons, plasma rifles, and equivalents, and flamer equivalents, things that fire templates out, that ignore cover. Blast templates will also help you. They don't have to be flamer-like or plasma-like, but just having a blast template will help you. Disintegrators of Dark Eldar will also, since I guess I'll qualify those as plasma-like. So why? Why plasma, firstly? I know people are timid around plasma, and I think they need to get over that. But aside from that, why plasma? Well, unlike a melta gun, plasma has longer range. Unlike a las cannon, a plasma cannon is a blast weapon. Now, why does this matter? Well, you get longer range out of your plasma gun than a melta gun. Also, plasma cannons can hit more things per shot, so they can deal with the amount of infantry. They can deal with Tyranid warriors. They can't instant kill them, but they can hurt potentially more than one if they're not spread out that well. And against Gaunts and Terragants, they can hit multiple. And plasma can fire longer range, and when they get into rapid fire range, it can rapid fire, so it can fire multiple shots. So that's for a plasma gun, and some equivalents may be assault. I don't know all of the plasma equivalents, but chances are plasma equivalents can fire more than melta equivalents. So you take those, more shots, more potential chances to wound that monstrous creature. Quicker you can bring it down. in my opinion, being there's no vehicles in the Tyranid Codex and no toughness above 6, you don't need a super high strength weaponry to deal with it. You can have the lower strength but more shot weaponry. So Plasma also can ignore all the armor in the Tyranid Codex. Autocannon type things have a high enough strength to have a decent chance at wounding stuff. The crack missile equivalent stuff, high strength, can instant kill toughness 4 and lower, and can bypass most armor except 2+, but 2+ really only comes about in like Hive Tyrants and some like the Tyrannofex and whatnot, and I think the Trigon. But anyway, so you want things, if you're playing an army that has missile launchers, they're great. They can fire at a monstrous creature with a very good chance to hurt it, as well as switch rounds to fire blast templates to deal with the horde. So things that have those type of weapons will help. Pretty much high strength with lots of shots will help you against Tyranids. That's the name of the game, really. You can do all the maneuverability you wanted to do. That will help you, of course. That'll be of great help. You can do all the maneuverability you want. You can deep strike, outflank. You can pick off their synapse. But this is all known, and I feel to better do the tactics to take out Tyranids, you're going to need template weapons, blast templates, and plasma type of weapons. Ignore cover, hit lots of guys, high strength, low AP, or just high strength in general with lots of shots. So if you have something that's like a plasma gun, I would take that. If you have something that's like an autocannon, I would take that. So like the Tau missile pods, I think, are like that. Just to put an example. You have things that are like flamers and heavy flamers, I would take that. If you have things like assault cannons where they shoot a lot with a high enough strength, doesn't have to rend, I would take that. As far as close combat goes, against the hordes of infantry, power weapons are always nice, but it's not necessary if you're going to be doing a close combat. Well, if you're Orcs, for example, power claws are pretty much your answer to everything. But if you're doing close combat elsewise, a power weapon can work fine. Weapons that increase your strength will work great against monstrous creatures. The power fist is the way to go, or the power fist equivalent, unless you have something that can bring you up to high enough strength where you can deal with them appropriately. I wouldn't assault the Tyranid monstrous creatures unless you have a decent chance of hurting it. Like, if you have just one power fist in the squad, I wouldn't recommend it. But if, let's say, it's a Terminator squad with power fists or thunder hammers, then yeah, go after the monstrous creature. I wouldn't throw striking scorpions at them, even though they got a power fist. If you can assault, but don't have the high enough strength needed to deal with, or the number of hits at high enough strength to deal with monstrous creatures, I would suggest assaulting the little guys and shooting the big guys. If you're okay at the assault, I would suggest shooting the big guys and the little guys as best you can, and then assaulting the little guys to finish them off. If you can't assault at all, then the name of the game is shooting for you. So Tau, shoot, and reposition. But I'm trying to keep it universal and just giving you some specific examples here. So, hunt the synapse. Instant killing works against Tyranids now. As far as weapon loadouts go, ditch the last cannon, ditch the melt the weaponry. They don't have vehicles. Go for the blast weapons, the template weapons, and plasma type of weaponry, and I think you'll be alright against Tyranids. Just keep in mind, chances are they're going to get close. Chances are they're probably most likely going to assault you at least one unit, so be prepared for that. Will you be able to kill them before they get to you in the assault? Yeah, you have the potential, but I'm saying in general, chances are they're going to get into the assault with you, whether you want them to or not, so prep for that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for basic generalistic ideas. Hope this helps. Feel free to leave comments if you want to, but again, this is very generalistic, so I'm not going to go on specific war gear for specific armies, because I want everybody to use what I'm saying here, or have the potential to use what I'm saying here. So, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget to vote. Take it easy.